Hello, this is Jaxson Miller and Stephen Western. We're going to teach you about compound probability. To begin, let's give the basic definition of probability. Probability for an event is the number of desired outcomes over the total number of outcomes possible. Now, compound probability is when there's more than one event and the probability builds upon itself, making it compound. For example, to find it, probability of an X event times the probability of a Y event. You multiply the events that you have together to get the compound probability. Let's do a couple examples. Let's say I have a coin. Here's my coin here, if you can imagine that as a coin. What's the probability that I'll flip heads? Well, going back to our definition of probability, right there, the total number of desired outcomes I have is 1, being heads, over the total number of possible outcomes there are, which is 2. So the probability that I would flip heads is 1/2, or 50% chance. Now, what would the probability be if I drew heads, tails? Excuse me, I meant if I had flipped heads and then tails. Now, going back to our definition of compound probability, when there's more than one event, we take the probability of both events and multiply them together. So for this case, the probability of flipping heads, which we have found to be 1/2, times the probability of flipping tails, which would also be 1/2. This would lead you to an answer of 1/4.
Alright, now we're going to discuss independent events versus dependent events. So, here the definition for the two. A dependent event is when the previous event affects the next event, or a probability event, so to speak. An independent event is when the previous event does not affect the next event, and let's get into a couple of examples to show you what I mean. Alright, for this example, let's say we have 10 marbles, 6 of them are red, and 4 of them are blue. Let's discuss a dependent event first. So, what is the probability of me pulling a blue marble, keeping it, and then pulling a red marble? So, the probability of me pulling a blue marble first is 4 out of 10 for the blue, times the red, which is 6 over 9, because I kept the blue marble, which changed the number of marbles in the hat. If we simplify these, 2/5 times 2/3 equals 4/15. That is the probability of pulling a blue marble, keeping it, and then pulling a red marble, which is dependent event. Now let's discuss an independent event. Let's use the same example with 6 red marbles and 4 blue marbles. What is the probability of me pulling a red marble and then a blue marble without keeping the red marble? The probability of me pulling a red marble first is 6 over 10. And since I'm not keeping it, for a blue marble next, it would be 4 over 10. If we simplify this, it makes 3/5 times 2/5, which equals 6/15. Pardon me, I meant 6/25 would be the correct. And that is how you do it. Independent event of a probability of with this example. Thanks for watching.